All right, hello. Welcome back to the For the Badge podcast. Chelsea Football Club drop a lead at home to Everton in in just soul crushing fashion. But speaking of which, crush the like button, get the subscription to the channel, and get the notification bell on. What you telling me, Patrick? This one
First off,
hurts.
you really worked on your segues really well here recently. Soul crushing to crush the like button. I love it. It was, oh man, just when you think, oh, things are starting to come together, it just falls apart so easily. I have never been more mad at Kepa than I was Saturday because he should have saved the second one. He whiffed on the first one, but let's go back to here's the issue that I know X is going to hammer home some point, but we get a goal, we sit back, we change our formation. We went from I think it was a 3-4-3 to 3-5-2. And when we do that, we're asking people to come right at us. And Connor Gallagher, God love him, he has been atrocious as a sub. Uh, Positives, Zhao's goal was really nice. He played pretty well. Pulisic looked good. Of course, he scores a great goal, but it was called off.
Best
Um,
goal of the game.
huh?
Best goal of the game.
I know, right? You saw it. It was great. Um, I think there was a lot of people in West London that were like, "Oh, he can do that." um, but yeah, I don't know what to say because at some point the players have to perform, and I don't. I think everybody takes blame on this. I think Potter makes blame for the substitutions. Some of them didn't make sense. Um, as soon as you pull Pulisic off, everything kind of got bogged down. When you put on Gallagher, uh,
Well, Gallagher doesn't run at the defense like Pulisic. He's not going to
no,
pick
he
the
doesn't.
ball up and go at him.
Exactly. And the thing is Everton was stretched when we went up 2-1 with the PK, which was a clear penalty. Um,
Yeah.
I think what concerns me is Koulibaly got pushed aside so easily. I think he was wrong-footed, and that's why. But when Fofana went off, the defense totally went to a different level, totally different level downward with Shalaba on. Um, I don't know. I don't. Every time you think you're starting to get what this Chelsea team is, they go and they pull this. But Kepa, he should have saved at least one of those. He got a hand on the second one, but it wasn't strong enough.
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned the consistency because you were kind of starting to find a little bit of it. Even with this lineup, it's mostly consistent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as far as the midfield and the defense. But yeah, I definitely and that's something that I think you might say the sitting back after getting a goal is kind of like trauma from this season. It's like, oh, we have something to protect. We gotta. If we lose this, it's gonna be the story. Everybody's gonna start talking. It's gonna be the dumpster fire again, and it's gonna all this same stuff's gonna come back right on us. It's like they're barely holding off. This like force that's like pressing down on them every season, every game. And Everton just poked a hole in it.
Yeah, yeah, and the thing is we. I mean, until we sat back, we had like 75% possession. Everton did nothing in front of goal. I mean, we were. Let's see. I want to say Havertz had two or three shots on goal. Of course, Zhao had his goal. Um, there's another one.
Yeah, the statistics heavily favor y'all. 20
Yeah,
shots, 7 on target, 8 corners, 70% possession.
yeah. And we sat back, and as soon as we sat back, Everton got into a rhythm. They started pushing forward. And it was just like, why? And until we have a stronger keeper for sure, you can't do that. Everybody wants to blame Koulibaly, and I do somewhat. But you still got to keep. Yeah, as a keeper, you got to parry that away at worst, if not save it completely. And you see this from Ramsdale. Like I went back and watched some of y'all's highlights. Ramsdale made a great save. To keep um, Palace from scoring a second, if I remember correctly. It was either before they scored or after they scored. Um,
You're talking about Zaha's where he put it off the post?
yeah,
That was way early in the game. That
yeah,
was
way early in the game.
that was like a 0-0.
But that's the point though. He made that save. You know,
Bit of fortune about it, but we'll get there.
Chelsea doesn't have a keeper right now that will do that. And my hope is that and by the way, not to jump a little bit, but Slonina, the US goalkeeper,
Yeah, yeah.
the the club absolutely loves him. He is. I mean, they're already talking about him.
How old is he?
He's 21, I think.
Give him a shot.
And there's already talk of him coming up for. Let me make sure he's 21. He may be younger than that. Oh, he's 18. I'm sorry, but he's 6'4". Um, and there's already talk of him possibly maybe being a number two if they can get a really good one this summer. But I think another thing that was displayed in this game is we still struggle to score goals. We've got the movement, but it's still a struggle. I mean, the only way that Zhao gets that goal is because Everton misplayed a cross by Chilwell, and he was able to finish it. It wasn't like I watch Arsenal, I watch City, and there's space. There's space for people to score. There's space for them to attack. There's not that with Chelsea, and we get so bogged down in the midfield that I think that's why everything's we become very narrow. Um, that said, Fafana took an injury. Hopefully, it's nothing big. But Fafana took an injury, and I think it was going to be it was a cramp at first, but I think they actually held him out of the French team, if I remember right. I may be wrong there.
Probably best.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, there were some positives, but there were still a lot of negatives, and that seems to be the recurring theme every time Chelsea plays this year.
Yeah, it just feels so bad because you felt like you were kind of you had a run of results and the performances were there. Um, I just feel like this game y'all maybe weren't ready for the hatchets. You weren't ready for the physicality because as good as your midfield has the potential to be, they're all really small.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Enzo played really well again, and so did Mateo.
mhm.
Do you
But
you
there's some big dudes on that Everton
Oh yeah, most
squad.
definitely.
do you feel like he got the lineup right? Because I mean, it looks like the start lineup was okay.
Yeah, I thought the lineup was fine. It was the subs. You brought on Connor Gallagher. You brought on RLC. Um, you brought on Shalaba.
Well, do you think you
Um,
waited too late with all these subs? Because here it says it was the 81st for Loftus-Cheek, 86 for Chukwuemeka, 87 for Chalaba, but Gallagher was 62.
yeah, I didn't. The Chumawika one didn't make any sense because we weren't chasing it. We were up 2-1 at that. I mean, we're up 2-1 at that point
That's true.
because we didn't give up a goal until the 90th.
Was the
So that one didn't. That kind of made us a little bit exposed in the midfield. Um, Connor Gallagher, I'm telling you, it's like it's like Everton were pissed that he didn't come to the club, and so they just ganged up on him. I mean, it was pretty bad, but I mean, I think the reason why you didn't make the subs earlier was because the flow was right, and I can see seeing out a game. I get that, but those subs don't see out the game. They just don't.
I mean, if Conte's on the bench and you're waiting that long to make subs, why not bring on N'Golo Conte in the 85th minute
Exactly.
for a 7-minute cameo? If he's
Bring
on the
on-
bench,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
he's there.
Do you think he starts when you come back?
I do. I think so. I
It's an
think you
extra 2 weeks.
see. I think you see Conte and Enzo play together, which will be fun.
Because I was looking at the lineup and I was just I watched the game and they I mean I was like rooting for you guys. They looked good early.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they're fine. So I'm being honest. So once they went up, I'm like, I don't need to watch this anymore. They looked like they were controlling the game, and I was completely shocked when I started seeing messages. I'm like, what is going on? It was I don't understand because
I'll be honest, I was the same.
I stopped paying attention because they looked so good early. I was like,
At
it's Everton. They got
At
them.
2-1, Lauren was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go take the dogs to the park." I was like, "I'll go with you. This game's dusted,
Yeah.
you know." And
I'll
then
go.
and then we're walking around the thing, and I happened to pop my phone out and look at it, and I was like, "Oh no!"
All I texted was disappointing because I didn't want to say what I felt like at that moment. But yeah, I mean, it just it's frustrating because you see those moments of or flashes of brilliance. You see those moments where it's like, okay, now I see why we're sticking with this net. But then you have these other moments where you're just like, it's mediocrity at this point.
You know what's funny is and I mean it's kind of a rhetorical question is that even though Chelsea has 95 players on their active roster, they might not have any depth. Isn't that funny to have that many
it feels
people
that way.
with no depth?
It feels that way, and
Because
I'll even
they
take it.
pick so many each game.
Yeah, I think that Potter's, if I remember right, I can't remember if I read this directly from him, but I want to say that he has said he's struggled with uh, uh, picking players because he's got so many that he can't get a group to gel together. And I think that that's also the club wanting to showcase pieces that they're going to send out, and that causes problems.
They're gonna sell they gotta sell 15 guys this summer.
I think it'll be 10 or 11.
Got to,
Christ, man.
to.
I think it'll be 10 or 11.
They're not gonna sell some of the dudes they just bought, are they?
Oh no, I don't think so. No. I don't think so. But I do think Pulisic's gone. I do think
You think Gallagher moves on?
Gallagher moves on. RLC moves on. I think Chalobah can move on too because we've got Levi Colwell, who's been destroying it at Brighton. I mean, he's been fantastic. He's starting every game for them. So somebody's got to go there. I think we probably loan out Lewis Hall because he keeps on finding the bench, but he really doesn't have a spot right now in the team. And there's word that Kovacic might leave. Of course, Mount's not wanting to sign a new contract. So I mean, the names just keep coming and coming and coming. But I think
I don't
that
know if y'all can afford to drop Kova, unless y'all are just expecting to lean on Conte.
They can't. There's no way they can.
I think
he's on a walker already.
I think that they actually make another run at De Jong.
Really? Buy somebody? Oh, okay. Bring in somebody else. Good grief.
Well,
Yeah.
it's funny because the thing
Well,
is,
Coleman's also like 29 or 30, so I mean he's getting there. Where
Well, that's not too bad. I thought he was like 34.
Chelsea, at least previously, anything over 30 only got a 1 year deal. So,
But I mean, if you're looking at them, that Chelsea need a keeper, a
gosh, yes.
striker,
Yes.
a holding midfielder, and I mean, I guess you got wingers, but do you have wingers?
I think so.
Because
They
I mean,
spent $80
Sterling,
million on one that's sitting on the bench.
but
Yeah, I don't
that's what I'm
understand
saying.
why he didn't get in as a sub.
They're not producing the goods, so you're hoping that they're good. But I mean, if you're a smart team creator, you're like, okay, this guy is supposed to come good, but if he doesn't, what do I
Yeah.
do?
I'm not too worried about that. I think that the biggest thing is going to be having cover for Reese. That is an absolute must. So that's why they went and bought what's his name? I can't remember now. He's back on loan at Lyon. Gonna have to get a striker. I know that there's talk that supposedly we've signed Nkuku, but I can't find anything that says that is actually
I actually read
100%
something that
true.
was completely the opposite. Like something had halted the deal completely, like, and he had signed with a local club back home.
Huh. I
But
don't know.
and that could be complete conjecture.
I'd have to look, but I haven't seen anything concrete that says that he is a Chelsea player as of July 1. I think that we go for Osman or a Simeon. I think we go pretty hard for him.
Need him.
We need him.
And De Jong? Can you get Osman and De Jong?
They're selling 15 guys, man.
We're selling a ton, so I could see it. I mean, it
I'm
all
sure Bowley
depends.
thinks he can.
Huh?
I said I'm sure Bowley thinks he can.
He just bought a club. He brought Strasbourg.
Well,
He's
the funny
buying
thing
another
is
club.
that and X would be here to offer this, but because I know he's big on the Champions League, and you got Real Madrid, who looks who look they look like Real Madrid against Chelsea, but I mean the way Chelsea's been playing in Europe, I give them a shot. I mean, not a giant shot, but
No.
why not, right?
No.
I mean, you got to go for it. It's the Champions League.
Oh yeah, we'll
Like,
go
why
for
not, right? And all Bully, I mean, all Potter has to do is get the lineups right.
Yeah.
And they could play against them. And if they do, just imagine they're in a semifinal against whoever on the other
City
side.
or Bayern.
Hey man, we're not talking about them. We're not talking about them. We're talking about Chelsea making advancements, right? And I mean that because I know X is really on the money part, because you guys got to make some money, not because you need the money, but because financial fair play.
I'm not too worried about it.
I am not either.
I'm not too worried about it. I understand where X is coming from. I think that if we were to miss Champions League 2 years in a row, then I would be concerned. But I'm not too worried about it.
Which means they got to splash it this summer. They got to splash it this summer.
And that's the plan.
You can have Cancelo.
No, we're good. We're good. We don't need that personality
You
in
do
the
need
club.
backup for James.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, I can't remember the guy that we purchased. He's at Lyon. I'm
not sure.
Gattuso? Hold on.
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't remember seeing that.
Let's see.
Another
Malo Gusto. There we go.
There you go. So another $500 million summer coming.
I don't think so.
Well, you know,
maybe
City is going to match him this summer.
I know.
Bellingham. About to break the bank for Bellingham.
Oh, they're spending money this summer.
Gonna give Holland $300,000 a week.
Yep.
He deserves it.
He does. And they're gonna bring his buddy in. They about to spend money this summer.
They're bringing Holland's buddy?
Yeah, Bellingham. Yeah, man, that's his buddy.
Oh dear.
Okay. All right.
We're not talking about. We're not taking Odegaard.
But I
say my man ain't going nowhere.
But I heard that Bellingham was up for Liverpool to lose, right? I mean,
the recent
all I
story
read.
is that based on Liverpool's form, he's rejected them.
Oh wow!
I wouldn't go there. You know, if I'm a player, do I know what I'm going to with Liverpool when I get there?
No.
I would prefer, and this is not like a joke about Chelsea, but I'm being honest. Chelsea looks like they're in chaos. I would still choose Chelsea over Liverpool right now,
Yeah.
easily.
Tough.
Our
That's
chaos is starting to become a little bit more organized chaos. So
You can see where it's going. You
Yeah,
know
you
what's
can.
happening
you
at
have a
Liverpool.
future. Most of Liverpool are on walkers. I mean,
Yeah.
James Milner has got to be a vampire or something. You know?
He's got
They're
to
selling
be.
solid this summer.
Yeah.
They're selling solid this summer.
And they're going to live off
Firmino's
that money
gone.
long. They're going to combine that with the Coutinho money,
And
and
they'll be able to spend money forever into
they'll spend money
perpetuity.
there. Well, speaking of Coutinho money, go ahead and hit the like button. See if we can't get that many likes. Coutinho likes on
There we
this
go.
video here. Subscribe to the channel as well. Get that notification bell on.